Hello, and thank you to anyone who's watching this YouTube video. My name is Tallman Dan, and this is my first ever YouTube video. Please like and subscribe if you found any of these assault rifle setups helpful. Alright, let's dive into this first loadout. So for the Krig 6, I use for the optic, I use the Vision Tech. But basically, for the optic, you can switch it up depending on the map. So like for longer or like bigger maps, I'd use the Vision Tech 2 times, the 3 times, and then for smaller maps, I'd use the Micro Reflex LED and the Diamondback Reflex. All right, and then the for the barrel, I'd add the 19.7 takedown for better damage range, so it's like a one hit in hardcore. Um, yeah, and then for the body, I'd add the SWAT 5 MW laser sight, so it has better mobility, hip fire accuracy. Um, and then for the underbarrel, I'd add patrol grip, so like adding more mobility again, because this gun has like crazy firepower and accuracy, and the speed's not so great. So just trying to up the speed of the gun as much as possible. So for the last one, I'd add the SASR jungle grip for better mobility again and flinch resistance. So like if someone's shooting you from a distance, you're gonna get hit markers and stuff. So it's better to have no hit markers, or like you're gonna have hit markers, but you're gonna flinch a lot less. All right, and then for the secondary, I just use the Sigma 12 so I can get rid of enemy score streaks faster, like the UAV. And I know everyone uses the UAV in a hardcore, so I just run the Sigma. And then Stim Shot for um, just in case anyone like gets any hit markers on me. I don't want to be a one hit so that they hit marker me again. I'm just gonna Stim Shot. And then for my perks, I'll run the 6 perks, so the perk greed, and I'll run Tactical Mass, Flak Jacket, because those two are both really insane and hardcore. Um, then I'll run the Tracker to find more enemies, and Quartermaster. So basically, it recharges equipment over 25 seconds. So what that basically means is like score streaks are like I think 90 seconds for cooldown. So it's like it'll be 65 seconds instead, so it basically takes away 25 seconds for the score streak. And then I'll run Ninja and Ghost for so I can sneak around without anyone hearing me because footsteps are crazy in hardcore and anywhere. And then I'll run Ghost so they can't spawn me with their UAVs right away. All right, let's get into the next setup, which is the AK. Um, for the optic again, you can use the Vision 2 times for larger maps, 3 times as well. Works really well. But you also can just not run a optic at all, and it works really well for smaller maps. And the Microflex LED works really well in small maps. Same with the Diamondback. Um, and then for the muzzle, I use the muzzle brake 7.62 because the AK has crazy recoil. So I'm just trying to make the recoil a little less insane. So yeah, and then for the barrel, I'll use the 15.5 ultralight for better strafe speed. So adding like better speed and accuracy because the gun is already crazy firepower is what I'm trying to do basically. So I'd use the Ember sighting point for the body, and this basically helps with mobility and reveal distance of the enemy. And then for the underbarrel, again trying to get less recoil on the gun, I'll use the Spetsnaz grip for better vertical and horizontal recoil control. And then the magazine, I'll use the taped mags over any of the other ones just because there's a lot of cons in all the other ones for aim down sight speed. And this one's the best because there's no cons and it's just better reload quickness. For the handle, I'll use the GRU elastic wrap just for because it has a lot of better ADS speeds. And yeah. And then for the stock, again, just wire stock for better sprint to fire time. And then for this, I did use the Gunfighter wildcard just to have the full 8 attachments on the gun, just for better mobility and accuracy. Then I'll run the Tactical Mask, the Quartermaster. Quartermaster again, just the 25, or the, yeah, for the, ugh, sorry. And then, so I'll use Tactical Mask, Quartermaster, and Ninja Quartermasters for better recharge time on the score streaks. Next is the XM4, and I again use the Gunfighter wildcard. It's a pretty good all-around gun already, but I just want to make sure that the speed and accuracy, along with the firepower, are insane in hardcore. But basically, I didn't really need. Well, you can for bigger maps. Just again use the vision 2 times, 3 times. But I did mostly use the Diamondback reflex. Just because I don't like the main aim down sight, like the iron sights for it. Then for the muzzle, I use the infantry compensator for better vertical recoil control. It does have a little less horizontal recoil control for the cons, but it's pretty good all around. Then for the next one, I use the barrel for the 13.7 takedown, which has way better effective damage range. The sprinting movement speed, that's not really a big deal, especially in hardcore. You don't really need it. It's going to be a little more of a campier type gun, but this will definitely help with getting the enemies for long shots and stuff like that. For the body, I use the SOF target designator, just so it has better revealed distance and better ADS. For underbarrel, I use the infiltrator grip for better mobility, movement speed, shooting movement speed, aim walking movement speed. So just basically better movement speed all around, and there's no cons for it or anything. So, and the accuracy in this gun is just already amazing. So just trying to make the speed insane. So again, just speed again. So this is any other of these will just minus the aim down sight time. So I just use the jungle style mag again for better reload quickness and no cons. For the handle, I use the airborne elastic wrap, just for better mobility again. Aim down sight time, flinch resistance, and then aim while going prone is huge again. Just drop shots and stuff, you know. And then for the stock, I'll use the wire stock again, just sprint to fire time, just add that extra bit of mobility. Yeah. And then again, Tactical Mask, Quartermaster, and Ninja. And Stim Shot, Semtex, and Sam Turret, just Sam Turret for the UAVs, and I'll also use the Sigma for the UAVs. Alright, the next one is the QBZ-83. So basically I'll run the optic again, 2 times, 3 times. The iron sights is pretty good too for smaller maps, and basically, yeah, just use the 2 times, 3 times micro reflex LED, Diamondback reflex. The body, I'd use the steady aim laser for better mobility, and there's no cons against it. So yeah. And then for the underbarrel, use the infiltrator grip, so it has better movement speed, shooting movement speed, aim walking movement speed. So just better mobility, make the speed insane on this gun. Then for the handle, I'll use the airborne elastic wrap, just for better, again, movement speed, just making movement speed insane on this gun, and the accuracy insane. So for the stock, I'll just marathon stock it, and this will just add better mobility again. Alright, and then so I didn't use the gunfighter perk for the 3 additional attachments. I didn't feel this gun needed it, so I used perk read and used tactical mask, flak jacket, quartermaster, and tracker. And then I'll use ninja and ghost. And then I used the RPG in this setup just because by the time I got to this gun, I was done with the Sigma and just trying to get the rocket camos close to done. And then for the FFAR, this one's really bad in hardcore. All the other ones are really well in hardcore, but this one I'd use in core. And Nuketown's a great map for this gun. So basically I just made the accuracy and the firepower insane, and I added more mags to it, or ammo, and made the speed really bad. So this is more of a campy type gun, but it like in hardcore you're gonna get a lot of hit markers with this gun. But in core it's like it just slaps, it just decimates people, it melts them. So for the first bit I used the mill stop reflex, just because I don't like the iron sights on this gun, so I'd use that. Bigger maps, it's not great on bigger maps, so I just use this in Nuketown purely, and then maybe go long shots in core as well, on like satellite or crossroads. But yeah, that's a good optic. You can also use the 2 times. I wouldn't go anything bigger though. You don't really need it. And then for the muzzle, I'll use the muzzle brake 5.56 for better vertical recoil control. Yeah, and then for the barrel, I just want to make the damage range and bullet velocity insane. So this gun goes through ammo like crazy. You're probably going to get 2 or 3 kills and then have to reload, but it's totally worth it using this one. It is more of a campy type gun, so just just trust me on the 19.5 reinforced heavy. It's really good. And then so I just use the for the body I'd use the SOF target designator, so it increases the reveal distance. So enemies and stuff will reveal better, and it has better ADS. So I don't want to make it completely terrible on speed. Just yeah, and then for the underbarrel, I'd use the field agent grip, for better vertical and horizontal. Just again, this gun is crazy recoil, so I'm trying to increase that accuracy as much as possible. For the magazine, I use the 44 round fast mag. I know it decreases the aimed on sight time, but this gun by now is terrible in ADSing, so I just use this one to increase the ammo of the gun and make it a little more stable. Yeah, and then for the handle, I'll use the drop shot wrap. So this basically helps you with drop shots and flinch resistance when you're getting shot at. So it's just great for while you're in core. And then the stock, I'll use the tactical stock. It's better for aim walking movement speed. So when you're aiming in and walking, it's a lot faster walking. Yeah, so basically I use the gunfighter wild card for this one because I felt this gun really needed eight attachments because it was just terrible before I put all the attachments on it. So for this, I found I was mostly playing Nuketown, so I ran Flak Jacket, Quartermaster, and Ninja, just so Flak Jacket, so people are always throwing nades and shooting rocket launchers on Nuketown. So I found that really helped. And then I'll run Stim Shot, which is great for that, Quartermaster, and Ninja. Yeah. So basically, for the camos for these guns, I ran like a lot of camos are like the kill the 75 enemies stun detected. That's really good to do in hardcore, but it's also pretty good to do in core as well. But hardcore is the best just because like you can kill a lot more people faster. And yeah, and then for long shots, it's great in hardcore to use that as well. You get the long shots really fast on satellite. And then for the science, like shooting enemies and killing enemies behind cover. So that basically means is like the enemy has to be like, you can't see that from their waist down. So basically they have to be behind something. So it's their waist and up you have to shoot at. You can't see anything below. So this one's really good for garrison because everyone's always hiding. And like hardcore, I know it's like really campy. So this is a really good, like, hardcore is really good for getting this these camos done. Yeah. All right. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. You can find me on Twitch. I'm on mostly every day. I I think I'm starting on using the MP5, so I'll give you a good class setup on that probably tomorrow sometime. Yeah, anyways, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.